Alright, what's going on everyone? I am out here in beautiful Park City, Utah. It is the middle of summer, middle of July. I've kind of had a big break from racing in between my spring calendar and my fall calendar, so took a break after Unbound, chilled out for a bit, and then just eased back into training. Did have a little hiccups here and there. I spent a ton of time editing the Unbound video, and yeah, just my hips kind of tightened up, and so I had a couple little niggles getting back into it. But after I finished the Unbound video, I recentered myself and do my movement routines every single day, getting back in the gym, and training has been going really good. Next up is going to be Garmin Gravel Worlds for me, which is a huge target, followed by Gravel Nationals. I'm on my new Trek Supercaliber today, so it is the updated generation. It's got X01 T-type transmission on it. I've had it for about a month and I put about 200 miles on it, and I will say this is probably my favorite bike I've ever had. It's got a little bit more travel, going from 60 to 80 in the rear, then 100 to 110 up front, but it's bigger stanchions on the fork, so there's more volume, and it feels like a totally different bike. I am absolutely loving it. It is really that sweet spot where I used to say I kind of would choose between my SuperCal as my race bike, and then I used to have a Top Fuel, which was more my fun bike. Now I feel like this one fits right in the middle of those two and is just perfect, and I don't really need another one. So super stoked on this bike and the whole setup. Today I'm going to be joined by Torbjorn Roed of the Trek Driftless team, and we're going to do a rad ride on the Park City point-to-point course, kind of the middle section of it. Now, unfortunately, this race is the week before Gravel Nationals, with that being a huge target for me. I can't justify jumping into that, but I will get back into it at some other point, and the race course does take you on some of the best trails that Park City has to offer, so that is why we're doing a chunk of that. Torbjorn is in town training for Leadville, so he's staying at Park City, which is a good elevation, and I figured I'd show him on the nice mountain bike trails today, so that's going to be pretty sick. Hey, what's up, Mr. Toby? How you doing? Good. So how do you say your actual name? Because I just call you Toby. I think most people do.
I go by Toby, yeah.
How do you say it, though? Like Torbjorn, or?
Well, in English I would say Torbjorn.
Torbjorn? Okay.
In Norwegian it's Torbjorn.
Oh, okay. I'm not even going to try that.
Exactly.
So we're just going to go with Toby for today.
That's why I go by Toby. Yeah.
So as you're in town training for Leadville, right? So getting acclimatized to some higher elevation here in Park City. How's it been?
It's been pretty good. It's my first time here in Park City, so it's been awesome kind of riding around. It's been a lot of good trails and a lot of good road riding. Really enjoying it. It's good temperature, and yeah, it's the perfect elevation to get ready.
Sweet. Well, how have you been liking your Super?
Yeah, it's definitely, I was expecting it to be more just sort of a race bike, but it's definitely been a lot more of a fun bike too, more than expected. But it's a really good bike, and it definitely climbs the best. It's the best full suspension for climbing that I've ever been on.
Alright, so the last time I raced Park City point to point was back in 2022. They changed the course a little bit every year, and this year it was just under 77 miles. Took me just over 7 hours, and it had over 10,000 feet of climbing. That is not what Toby and I are going to do today. We're just in for a 4 to 5 hour endurance ride. So what we are doing is we're starting our ride right at the Park City Resort parking lot. And then we're going to jump across town and hop on the course at roughly mile 15, and then ride it all the way around to mile 52. This is going to start off with a little bit of overgrownness on the trails right across from town here, but it's still got a couple fun descents in it, and then it gets you over to the main climb up Deer Valley, which is the first main climb of the course. So overall, if you're going to come out and do a pre-ride day, this middle section of the course is something I definitely recommend as a good 3 to 4 hour route. We just came through Deer Valley, which has an aid station at roughly mile 26 on the point-to-point course. Now that leads us on to Mid-Mountain Trail, and this trail is pretty sweet. It literally does just what it says, stays about mid-mountain with the mountains that surround Park City. So starting in Deer Valley, heading over to Park City, and then the Canyons Resort, and then all the way over to the Olympic Village. So you can do a pretty cool ride on just this trail if you want to. It's just a blue square, so there's nothing really crazy about it. Now we're gonna take a left here on what is called Team Big Bear and start to head up to the summit of this first big climb at the top of Deer Valley. This one has some pretty steep kickers. There's sometimes a few spots where you really have to push the power to get over them without putting a foot down. But yeah, this is where I'd say the race starts to feel a little bit tough. You're a couple hours in at this point and you've been climbing for quite some time, so definitely be prepared for this trail if you're gonna do the course.
Alrighty, we are an hour and 40 minutes into this ride. Just got up the top of the big climb to Deer Valley. A little off trail for a bit, but we found a cool little side one. What are your thoughts so far, Mr. Toby?
Been a lot of cool trails. Really love the flow and the roots and stuff and the trees, and
Yeah.
nice to do some natural stuff, not just all machine built.
Heard it, folks. And we're just getting to the good part now, because now we have some actual fun downhills coming up. So yeah, Park City at its finest. Oh, there's a Subaru behind us. They really can go anywhere. You made that so smooth. I've missed that turn a number of times. Ooh, that tree. Yeah, I've got the route. It is TNG. Just this downhill is pretty fun, so we could add it on.
All right, so while the new course has us going straight on this TG trail, the old course used to take a right down Covair, and it's a pretty fun kind of swooping downhill trail through these big giant pines up in Deer Valley, and it's just too fun to pass up. So Toby and I are going to take a right and add this little bit extra on here.
I'll keep trying to have everything you need. I'll never let it run out. How'd you fly away from here with your wings full? I draw a map and back to you. My heart's still wide open. You set me on fire. You set me on fire.
We are now back on the point-to-point course and making our way over to John's Trail. Now this is a super rooty and kind of techie trail. There's nothing like consequential about it too much other than you're weaving between the aspen trees really tight with lots of roots everywhere. So I guess you could hit a tree if you lose concentration a little bit. I absolutely love this trail. It's very demanding on your body. and it comes at about 35 miles into the race. And for me, this was 3 hours in. So at this point, you're definitely feeling tired and you got to make your way through this stuff. I love this challenge of this trail. So yeah, let's just send it down it.
Keep trying to have everything you need. I'll never let it run out. How'd you fly away from here with your wings full? I draw back and back to you. My heart's still wide open. How'd you fly away from here with your wings full? I draw back and back to you. My heart's still wide open. You set me on fire. You set me on fire.
After finishing up John's trail, we hang a left and head way back up to the top of the mountain and are now on 9K trail. And this trail is going to bring us to the highest elevation of the course at 9,400 feet. There's some pretty epic scenery up here. It's super chunky and rocky in this little bit of a boulder field here. At this point of the Park City race, I was at about 4 hours in and, just climbed up a pretty techy and steep climb to get here. So this is a part of the race that you're going to be feeling it. However, you're just about to hit the longest downhill of the course that's going to bring you all the way back down to the Park City parking lot. Now this one is where the toll on the body takes a different turn with more of the hands and the feet getting sore, as it's roughly a 30 to 40 minute descent. It kind of has a couple pedally sections here and there, but for the most part you're heading downhill and just kind of taking a little bit of a beating. But for Toby and I, we are just cruising, so we're not hurting too bad, and we are going to enjoy this downhill.
Particularly at the bottom now. So. That's firm. That part's not made for you either. Yeah, thanks for coming out and riding.
Get the double treks together.
Well, Toby, you've been here for a week. Just got done riding some of the best trails in PC. What are your thoughts?
They're really good. That was so much fun, especially this last descent, and caught everyone, and they were nice enough to let us pass so we could keep going.
Yeah, but yeah, such a sick area. Thanks for coming out and shredding. So next for you is what, Leadville?
Yeah.
And how many weeks till Leadville?
It's just 2 weeks, isn't it now?
2 weeks?
Almost? Yeah.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Do you know, are you staying here until like a week out?
We do here for another week, and I'll do a week in Leadville, just
Nice.
at 10,000 feet.
Yep. Get a little bit more acclimated. Where are you living at right now? Are you at like 6,000 here?
Yeah,
Or
6.5.
6.5? Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, it's a good start to kind of do the steps to get used to it, and then yeah.
Well, thanks for riding again.
Thanks you.
Yeah, next for me, not till, no races till, what is it, Garmin Gravel Worlds. So I got like, I think about a month. So yeah, I'm just keep logging lots of miles, trying to have some fun on the mountain bike and stay up high in the mountains when it's this hot out, so.
Yeah, it's really nice up here today, the temperature is perfect.
Oh, solid. Oh man, the trails too.